as I slowly settle back in. Questions, suggestions, greetings, and all that good stuff. Where are we in regards to that? We're going to proceed as if Neon is here, and if they join us, then fine. If they don't, then, well, we'll have no choice except to accept that they are fine, or as fine as they could be. I'm on wireless. My headphones may, in fact, die, but if it does, I will reconnect as quickly as I'm able with the next pair.
Alrighty.
So, one more time for those in back. Welcome. How are we actually all doing? In consideration of all the traumas, dramas, and excitement happening everywhere else except for here with us.
I'm doing great. I don't know about the rest of this shit, but I'm doing great.
You know, that's the funny thing. There was this actor back in the late 80s who was talking about having taken up healthy pursuits for himself. He started martial arts. He had took up running. He was in decent shape. And then he made the mistake of going jogging with his martial arts instructor, which unfortunately for him happened to be Bruce Lee. And he had done a mile, done 2 miles. He had gotten his distance up pretty high, and then he went jogging with Bruce Lee. And as they were reaching the 3-mile mark, he's like, Bruce, I don't know if I go another mile, I think I might just die. Bruce just says, well, then die. And kept running. Pissed him off because how could you little shit, I'm paying you, blah, 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 blah. And so he runs the extra mile. So instead of doing the 2.5 miles there or 2 miles there and back home, he ended up beating his personal best in terms of distance. And he didn't die, but he was still pissed off. And when Bruce gets back to the compound and he's, what do you mean? And he's all upset trying to go at him. You don't get it. Either you succeed or you die. Either you do your absolute best, and if you're not willing to do that, then this isn't for you. I often think about that because this hobby of ours is an investment of time, effort, and energy. It is a willingness to fight off the doldrums of our day-to-day. We are here because we want to be. We want the opportunity of escaping our world, everything that holds us down, everything that weighs us down. We get a chance to have the highs and lows of these characters. We get a chance to be something else, for good, for ill, for all steps in between. And it's a investment in ourselves. We get a chance to hold on to our youth. We get a chance to hold on to the idea of make-believe. We get a chance to touch the magic that's already in us. And that may be a little bit much for some, or maybe not enough for others, but for me, it's damn high praise spending time doing this hobby, which is truth in all of its many faces. Along the way around, this is my attempt at saying thank you. This is my attempt at expressing that we are here by choice. We are here because we want to enjoy this. And we could literally be anywhere else in the world, doing anything else at all. So, thank you for your investment.
Yeah. Thank you for setting aside your time to be our wonderful and slightly sadistic ST.
Well, sadism is as sadism does. It's the it very much is that, plus the idea that it would, like everything else, it only cuts as deeply as you're willing to cut. It only goes as deeply as you're willing to explore. It is only as sharp and vibrant as you are willing to be. One of the reasons why I always thank you all for your time, your efforts, your energies, and your investments, because it is in fact the truth. There's nothing truer than that. Especially with such a problematic core of individual that has lost here in Las Vegas. And for those unaware, those caught by surprise, getting the day, getting the time, this is officially, without a shadow of a doubt, the Lost Wages and Second Chances, Season 2, Episode 2. Seize your heart and be personal. Live like root of where we are.
First time in a long time I've had to go nobody 200%.
Yeah, these headphones aren't as loud as I would like, but let me see if I can do something on my end to raise their volume.
You're perfectly fine. As I said, like I didn't exactly have you at crazy volume. You're relatively dampened, so I have adjusted and fixed my issue.
That does stop these headphones from being a little quieter. Like these things happen. Normally, I would take the silence as a camaraderie understanding of get the show on the road. However, I don't believe that anyone actually remembers where we are. There was quite a lot.
Just about to say, someone should probably change their name.
We have some false flaggers here. Is that what's going on? We got Eugene. We got Joji. We got Joji.
He's fine.
I don't know how Ryan will feel about that being stuck in the middle of the Louisiana-Texas border, but I'm sure Joji would like to be out of Bethany as quickly as possible.
Right? I don't know. Maybe my Ryan will be happy that he's the only Ryan now.
Wait a second, you motherfuckers. There we go. Are you satisfied?
Never. But yes, as far as where we were at, we were outside of a casino, I believe, just chit-chatting with 3 Nosferatu just across the way.
Yeah, let me pull up Google Maps really quickly so I can go find us. Fucking Fallout New Vegas vibes, bro.
Yes, you are in the middle of the desert. You are in Prim. You're southwest of Las Vegas. You are in Las Vegas' version of Bethany. It is a watchtower city that guards the primary southwestern route into Vegas. It is a land that is as much the ideology of Vegas and yet stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It is the place, much like Bethany. Yes, it is the place, much like Bethany, that you send never will be again, never have been, and problems out of the way. While Bethany has the benefit of most of the kindred in and around Bethany are in fact local native Bethanites. Of course, some of them have come from elsewhere. Some of them have traveled the world. But for them, the idea of small town USA is home. Not so for Prim. Most of the kindred in and around Prim have been sent there as punishment for actions elsewise. And while that's normally not a problem, because kindred mercy usually results in, at the very minimum, loss of limb. So being sent to Prim, that's about as lucky as you can be. And unlike most places like Prim, that judgment, that ostracization of proper kindred society does not stop when you get to the power players of Prim. The Prince of Prim is also a testament of kindred mercy. for actions long done and all but forgotten. Even the prince.
This really is the town of outcasts.
Having a small bit of technical difficulty, my Wi-Fi.
Absolutely no problem. Take your time. What the hell is this thing down here? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you can go to Prim on Google Maps and head straight south, there is a big fucking oval that looks like an amoeba.
Why are you looking at the map?
Because
Why are you reading ahead in the script?
it's good to know where I'm at, goddammit. It's honestly like, it's really weird to look at, dude. It's so weird. I think it's just a racetrack of some sort because it just goes around and around and around. But it looks so strange.
Well, that's not all that's there in front. Which hopefully you guys will have the survive long enough to figure that out or find it. But yes, that is Prim. It is a desert race center for a lot of people who are aware of such things. A few desert racing movies have taken place here. It's close enough to Vegas that if you are smart enough and willing to brave the desert and drive back and forth the almost 45 minutes to an hour that it would take, it's a pretty good race. Plus, if you are dumb enough to think that you could beat the house, Prim is just as chock-a-block filled with places to lose your money as Vegas. At least equal to per capita. Sitting on the main road into Vegas provides a lot of traffic. The fact that at the halfway point, which you all managed to survive, is a known road pirate location. At the halfway point between Prim and Vegas, there's a clover leaf that the locals know if you make it past it, the rest of your week, potentially the rest of your month will be absolute golden unless, of course, you have to come back past it. So, as per our small touch base of where we all are, you've all survived the Fury Road getting here. You've all managed to evade, escape, and elude the pursuers out there on the road looking for you all. You've all come here to talk with, enlist the aid of the Prince of Prim to achieve your goals as assigned by Corinne and Max Castiglione. As you all are getting your bearings, you realize that you are in fact being hounded by, well, if they're not Nosferatu, you feel sorry for every person who's ever had to look upon them.
Alright,
So as you all,
continue.
so as you all have a few seconds, a few moments, is there anything you are saying, doing, or considering as you realize the net has all but fallen upon you?
Just kind of, because last we established, this is Fancy Sire that we're supposed to be coming to talk to. I just kind of lean on over to Fancy and whisper, are we supposed to be expecting some kind of company like that? Do you want me to introduce ourselves, or is this just one of those keep walking and hope that we're allowed to moments?
Honestly, you kind of know what we're doing either way. So, if you want to introduce yourself, I don't mind. Go ahead.
Alright, well then, let's hope this goes well, he says as he spins around to look at the Nosferatu dialogues and just... Well, hello there! My name is Ryan Hughes. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The fact that you addressed them so direct, the fact that you offered a favor clearly takes them aback, because as they're closing, ominously cutting off paths of escape and keeping you all but corralled in public. People are moving around you all, ignoring them and going about their day. And you turn around and you make a big scene of it. And it's clear from the approximation of their what looks like a potential, maybe possibly a mouth, maybe it's a nose just really long, and maybe the mouth is a little bit further down than what, it's not even a real chin, but maybe that's their mouth hanging agape. And it's clear that something is passing between them, because they flip their eyes and you can hear them slam like two marbles one side to the next inside their head. You're sure that some of that oozing there by the neck, just above the clavicle, is in fact maybe potentially natural, not them being caught by surprise and shock until you see the fangs inside of that pus-filled opening. And you realize that that is in fact their mouth. And so kind of just go ahead and roll your strength. Well, your either your dex in athletics or your strength in athletics, you're going to try to block.
Oh! That turned out so well, guys! That turned out so well. That was a great idea. I don't know who came up with that, but that was a great idea. Oh, fuck. Alrighty. Let me just get a hold of Ryan's current fucking header, and we should be good to move along. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect that. But at the same, here we go. But at the same time, you know, I should have expected that. Alright. Pool, hunger, difficulty. This is going to be Dex plus Athletics. Let's see, do I have anything that might help me here? No? Alright, let's see how it goes. Hey, not bad.
But is it though? Is it though? That is when I said the question. Because as fate gives, it often takes in equal measure.
Yeah, life is a give-take relationship. You give your all and everything is taken from you.
Or what do they have? What does fate say? Fate, much like God, laughs every time a person contemplates a plan. In this particular instance, it doubles over. It can barely catch its breath as it just chortles in the distance. Ryan is quick as flip, quick as lip, quick as mind. He is a wary individual who's known for his speed. He is known for evacuating the premises with all due haste when the fat hits the fire. As he greets this startled member of the clan of, let's just call them what they are, fucking hideous. There's no other way to describe it, and yet they are being passed by the tourists here on the street, moving here and there. There's clearly a race in the offing tomorrow that had been happening today. So most of the folks, most of the people on the street are a little bit more inebriated than they possibly should be. Yet this is, of course, Prim. While everything that is done in Vegas stays in Vegas, if you get done in Prim, you typically stay in Prim. And as the iron-like cudgel that is roughly the same size as the dent now residing in Ryan's chest as he's knocked back 2 feet, staggering and stumbling. Does he have cat's grace or some similar ability to maintain his footing?
All he has is weight of the feather, which, if anything, makes him fly just a hair further.
Yes. I'm sorry. Instead of 2 feet, did we say 5? And unfortunately, while he has extraordinarily light of pace and quick of step, he is not extraordinarily gifted with agility and balance and all of those fancier, more graceful aspects. And so he goes tumbling end over end. And you can hear from somewhere inside the Nosferatu's jacket as he speaks. Please, the boss wants to meet you. Let's go.
Just falls over onto the ground and rolls for a little bit to work off the inertia as he just... Wait a second, what am I doing? I don't need to breathe.
It'd probably hurt less if you could, if you did. Breathe, that is.
So if I heard correctly, it came through kind of like fucking the static one would get through a comm system, but if I heard correctly, they said effectively keep walking, the boss wants to see you.
Yeah, effectively, yes. That's exactly it.
He just kind of gets up onto his feet. He's like, okay, point mate. Suppose I'll go see your boss. As he follows the party, if they keep moving, he just looks over to Fancy. I don't think I'm gonna talk to any of your sire's friends anymore. They have a tendency to be assholes.
Morgan is having herself a nice little laugh.
As Morgan laughs at my pain, he just kind of I suppose should shit go a little bit awry, you know, just remember that they like very heavy blunt objects. He says as his rib cage starts to just kind of crackle and pop its way back into place.
Duly noted.
There's an expectation of civility that blinds most modern individuals as to the reality of the situation. Up until the early 19th century, late 19th century, I'm sorry, dueling was not only in fashion, it was the safest and only way to establish oneself. And while most would assume that is solely, or was solely, the purview of the male portion of the population, it was not. There were famous female duelists going back to the high age of sail. That continued until it was outlawed in most of the contiguous United States. It was outlawed to the death in all of them, but there are still a few states where civil combat is tolerated. You can hurt, harm, maim the other person, provided that you yield before doing lasting damage. As long as you yield before actually sending them and shuffling them off this mortal coil. You can literally, as many of the members of our fellow citizens in the 5 boroughs, run a fair one, and no much, no fuss, it is what it is. And while Vegas is not officially one of such places, it never actually outlawed dueling. Partially because a good portion of its denizens felt that they were cowboy tough, or that they were mafia tough, or they were just tough guys from where they left to get here. So, oftentimes, men, women, children who thought that they were adults were taken out back and given the opportunity of running a fair one. They take their beating or give a little beating, get a little bit of their rightful justice in, and that would be that. You'd be left lying in the dirt, or as the saying went, laying dick down. Most modern people don't have that in them. Most current zeitgeist members of society find every aspect of violence physically as de rigueur, even as combat sports reach an all-time high in terms of revenue. So as you all exit into the penthouse of Buffalo Bill's Resort and Casino, the truth of what sort of world the Prince of Trim exists in is all around you. Lots of marble colonnades, hard stone floors, floor-to-ceiling windows, which gives you the opportunity to look out on all that is Prim, literally surrounding the entirety of this floor and this space are floor-to-ceiling windows. The column stretching two stories into the upper berth, the upper floor. The long spiraling staircase designed so that one might make an entrance. The baby grand in ivory, a holdover from Liberace's early days, sitting there in the center of the floor. A actual conversation pit built into the floor near the fireplace, what appears to be the center of all that is the right side once exiting the elevator. And bearded, wearing sunglasses and a inspired take on a pompadour, his paisley tiger colored blazer and smoking jacket fixed with a sash, two huge Super Bowl 20 rings on both pinkies. And he, of course, as per the usual villains of his class, turned towards you slowly, giving you all an opportunity to take in all of the finery of the floor and him.
Oh no. Just kind of gives the old raised eyebrow over to Fancy, since this is her stomping grounds. Huh? Who'd we lose? Oh, she's back.
Well, I'm back, Fancy.
I didn't see a light going off when I was speaking, so I figured that could be.
Oh, you're fine.
Fancy schools are necessarily because the fuck is he married? But at the same time, she knows better than this baby. So when I upset her, she kind of just showed her like, let me do what you want.
Several beats of time began elapsing.
Stepping forward. You look well.
The moment you step forward, the held breath of the Nosferatu behind you slips out quietly as a fart in church. And he ignores it, stepping forward, arms akimbo. Look better than I thought. It's clear that he's moving in for a very macho hug, a bequeathing welcome. The sort of thing you would see when a minor noble greets a visiting royal. It's the kiss of death, the double-cheeked up on a massacre Monday greeting. Arms akimbo, he steps in, a little bounce to the step. A little better than I expected. And he leans in, his right foot planted, arms wide.
Again, she knows better, so she will take a hug. It's one of those, you have to hug, you could be uncle hugs. So, like, kind of smiles and gets him on back. Of course, I like to keep us together, so she can come visit looking off.
He slowly, but all too rapidly, because he is the perfect crib. So the motion from foot to foot as he steps back, playing that left foot, looking you up and down is interesting because he's honestly and earnestly, for the first time in 15 years, looking at you, measuring, making it obvious that he is in fact aware of you. You haven't been hunting lately. You need to hunt more.
It's been a little busy past 2 nights, it was. We ran into an old friend or two, and yeah, it didn't go as was it like. So we're here.
Who are your friends? And he starts moving toward the conversation table.
He's in passing. He's one of us. That is Run over there. And
Hello.
is Morgan. And her
Puppy.
she didn't want to say that, so she's like, and then do we have Martha here, or do we just assume that she's not?
You'll assume that she's around. Correct.
And that big quiet one over there is Martha.
Sit. And look, since it's standing on decor, you all come this far. All you is from Vegas, right?
We'll pick a spot close to him, but still being able to keep an eye on the rest of our friends and settle.
Just thumbs up from Ryan as he's just trying to survive the situation after having been fucking assaulted.
Right. Morgan, when she's introduced, will drop a little curtsy, and then when invited to sit down, she will take her Ryan's hand and find a place to park it.
You all need a bite.
I could definitely eat.
Oh, that was
Have something on offer, yes.
What do you think I am, a skunk? Do you think I had alpha without actually having? Come on. And instead of sitting, he stands back up and moves back across this space towards what would normally be a wet bar. There aren't any decanters sitting filled at the top. There are glasses, various shapes and sizes. So he pours a small earthenware bottle that he pulled out from underneath into a rocks glass. And then he pours another and another rocks glass, and he walks back looking at your associates. And then sits the glass in your hand. And then takes a sip of his before settling back down.
You can see like that, and then like, okay. He definitely brings the glass to her lips and sips and makes a pointed Jewish, but you don't wanna?
You know, everybody's got to take that shot. I took my shot. I took my mom's. Everybody's got to make their own bones, as it were. That was a way to do things. And when no quarter given, no quarter asked was in play, that's what it was. You gotta have people changing the rules of the game. Rude is fucking rude. And if it gets fresh, you get a slap. All of that went by the wayside. And even still, after a certain point, yeah, fair is fair. Okay, fine, get caught with my dick in the cookie jar. But how long is too long? Especially for a qualified trainer, someone who has the opportunity of, well, building, increasing profits, making sure that everyone who is not someone who needs to be a who respects all that we brought to the table. I mean, what have we got to show for it, huh? But enough about you. Why are you here? Weren't you told to get free of this? There is a meeting, skull session coming up. And this distraction is the last thing you need. So, one time for old time's sake. Why are you here?
Does do you think that he's specifically talking to her, or can anybody?
They put it to you as point of the group, but to the entire group.
She would ensure to the rest of the stage to say anything. But if they do not, then she will take lead. Great. Somebody else. So,
Oh, sorry. Things are really quiet for me. I'm gonna have to turn you up too. There we go. Ryan just kind of... Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
he's asking what we're here.
Oh, so... It has to do with all the funny stuff that went missing. It's got all of the entirety of Las Vegas up in a bit of a tizzy. You know, the documentation. He kind of looks around to double check with everybody. If I'm not mistaken, that was the reason we were out here trying to contact your sire, yeah?
Sounds about right.
You forgive me, I'm how do they say it? I am a country cutter. I'm not too privy to what's going on inside the city exactly. Why don't you enlighten me exactly? Like, let's not beat around the bush here. After all, we're amongst associates.
Well, I presume you've got at least some awareness of it, as you are, but I would expect a well-connected man, but there is, unfortunately, some information on each and almost every kindred, we presume each and almost every kindred of importance within the city, that has been misplaced due to a certain young man's actions, and is now the cause of some turmoil that we have unfortunately got ourselves wrapped up in. We're hoping that you could assuage some of that turmoil.
So, because I know you wouldn't come all this way to incidentally accuse nor slander somebody in your own domain. You're asking for my help to pull your fat out of the fire?
Looks over to Fancy for just a double check. I believe that is the case, yes. Assistance, at the very least, in accruing as much as is available of this misplaced information. We are on a deadline, you see.
Max has gotten herself involved, as well as her second in command, as it were, running the nation. It took somebody that long to twist our arms into becoming involved in it. So, I'm trying to say that Max is involved. Who else is involved?
I see. And you assume that I would know how to get in contact with this young man?
Ryan just fully knowing that this is Fancy Sire is just kind of like letting her take the stage for that particular question.
Don't assume that you know how to contact him. It's the fact that he has family in this area that we were originally heading here for. But if you send some time, that would be left.
Who's his family?
She works for you. That's how I knew where to look for her. We shared the trailer about her. It's just originally we were heading into her. She looks like this Roger fast. Friends decided to wait us.
Well, you are the princess of the realm. So of course, you sending through the grapevine that you were back in town. Of course, there was some indulgences extended. A personal escort. How do they say it elsewhere? A police escort to get you all where you need to go, which is here. So this relative, what's her name? Those of you with either politics or streetwise at 3 or higher, do be so kind, go ahead, roll your wits or simple brain power, logical deduction, binarily making your way along the path intelligence. Your DC is 4.
Oh, fuck. Let me see. I'm literally fucking 1 point off of the streetwise. I'm gonna go cry now.
You might want to conserve that blood.
What are you talking about? Wait, no. Fucking. Next time I get an inkling to spend some XP, I may or may not certainly be boosting that stat. So, do any of us have a 3 in those 2 skills?
Which two?
No, it was either streetwise or politics. Now, nobody, is that a combined 3 or higher, or is that a specifically in that stat, or in that skill 3 or higher?
3 or higher, otherwise, 3 or higher in either.
Okay, 3 or higher in either. Streetwise or politics.
I have a 3 in streetwise just as itself. For the combined streetwise and politics I have 4.
Oh no. The 3 in streetwise is bueno as far as I'm aware. What was the what was the attribute being rolled alongside streetwise and Oboda?
Typically wits, but I would allow intelligence.
Bueno. Fancy. Get hungry. Get real hungry for this one, okay? I believe in you. Ain't no time like the present to cause the future to be worse. Oh shit! That's what we like to see! Everybody, round of applause for Fancy. There we go.
Fancy, without a shadow of a doubt, you see the plan, you see the plot, and you have brought enough potential hostages and punching bags to get the truth out of either one of you if you all matter to each other. And if not, you all don't matter to each other. You've just brought enough kindred to stockpile some vitae for sale. There's always a way to make profit. So while yes, he has been behind it all, there seems to be some ulterior actions having happened. Otherwise, he hates repeating himself. He would much rather have his tongue ripped out than repeat himself more than once. Yet he's already repeated himself twice.
Uh-oh.
Ask what her name is. Where is she?
And just kind of the raised eyebrow towards the fancy. Now, don't imagine she's actually looking at us in this moment, but very much a, what's your next move? Being silently translated with the expression.
I don't know her name before, so I can't find it in Rachel. And also, do I know, having dealt with him before, that he actually does want the name, or did he hold me back up?
Oh, he definitely wants the name. He definitely doesn't already have it.
I think her name is Alex. Or something like that. Again, I'm not at home, so I do apologize about that. But yeah, Miss Hart, yeah, that is in fact her. Anastasia. Okay, sorry, I found it. Anastasia. Or do you know her?
No, I didn't. I completely forgot about that relation. Thank you for bringing that information to me. That being the case, can you go back and get your property without mucking around with this any longer?
And look at the rest of them.
He just kind of shrugs. I mean, it's not really something that I can foresee.
Eugene looks at Fancy like, this is your circus.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the tropes.
We'll be as timely as and efficient as possible, so long as obstacles do not litter our path. Ooh. Though, if you would give time to a bit of a question on myself.
He looks at Fancy, then back to you. What do you need?
I have a certain element out and about this part, or at least I did until recently, and they have found themselves indisposed as of late. I was wondering, given the cordial treatment of your enforcers, if you might have stumbled upon a youthful black-haired woman. Tends to like graphic tees and somewhat military get-up. I know she would have been asking questions around these parts, and I do not necessarily know how exactly you would have handled said questions.
You do realize that there's a fucking race going on with about 7,200 women that fit that description.
Well, I suppose it answers my question in a way that it doesn't bring anybody in specific to mind. I apologise as to the vagueness of it, but feel rest assured in knowing that I've gotten my answer.
Do you know that 42% of the pornography produced year after year is done here in print? Everyone likes to think that it happens in, in the Valley or in Vegas. But we have such luxurious suites here at the resort and spread out through what amounts to the town of Prim. But real estate prices are at an all-time high, so renting a place, a bed and breakfast, a place for a weekend, and filming 5, 10, 15, 20 scenes with all the rigor, as they said.
I see. It's quite
37%. 37% of the identity fraud that is experienced across this great nation of ours, and 6% of what's experienced around the world happens here in Prim. And while there's an estimated $72 billion a year that flows through Vegas, 20% of that passes through Prim legally. 3 times that much without anyone ever realizing. It's a fucking gold mine. And you know the fucked up thing about that is, after all the money, after all the political favors cashed in and earned here, it is still fucking hell. The monthly garoujas, the monthly meetings of Blue Blood, my one opportunity to be welcomed into a city that I helped fucking build. So you can imagine how I feel being asked about some fucking trollop that you can't keep track of. And injury to insult as it is. He sits his glass down, stands up, begins pacing in front of the fireplace. Fucking offer you guys hospitality, offer you a drink. Not one of you motherfuckers actually accepted. You know when someone offers you a mint, you take it. When a kid offers you a fucking pretend phone call, you answer it. And when your betters offer you the worm from their beak, you fucking accept it. Because your friends and associates are fancy. I'm gonna give you all the opportunity. No, I'm gonna give you all the tender mercies of getting the fuck out of prison. Take you, that loud ass piece of shit you drove in, get the fuck out of my city. Don't fucking come back without calling in advance.
I see. Kind of just straightens himself a little bit, adjusts his clothing, which I assume was very fucking disheveled due to the most recent beating. And just looks over to Fancy as he says, "It will be a bit of a shame if our investigation is, well, cut short. I suppose we'll have to make some kind of reasoning for Max. Well, regardless, we won't take up any more of your very precious time. At least I won't. If the rest of you have questions, feel free to ask. I do believe the message of get the fuck out was rather clear." I'll make sure to relay that.
He looks at him closely, squinting her eyes. This is not normally like you. I appreciate that you have offered us a drink, and you have let us come and sit and talk with you. But at the same time, the brusqueness with which you are speaking to us, having asked questions which you told us we could ask, is a bit much. We told you very clearly why we were here. And the reason I called while we were here is because we were running from the pirates that take down your roads on the way. I'm wondering why you haven't done anything about that. Or is it you don't like people visiting?
Fuck you, mate. That isn't me. How would you know? How would you, honestly, fucking know? I gave you immortality. Gave you the opportunity to live forever. Doesn't matter why I did it, except that I did it. You are the product of my effort. And the things that I get from that are the constant whisper, the silence, the clan of the rose running through me with tales of unrequited love. How do they say it? The black bride denied her white knight, her husband, on her wedding night. You think that I don't read those fucking trashy novels at the airport? You think I don't see through the fact that even that fucking pissant of a muckraker McGinnis even made a profit off of your story? I gave you immortality. And you gave me Anastasia. Technically, we'll be even. You still need to live. You and your gaggle of taxes.
Eugene looks over at Fancy. He doesn't say anything, at least not loudly, but he kind of looks at her, kind of asks the question, isn't he kind of looks at the question like, isn't the person we're looking for here in this city? But he just doesn't say, like, he doesn't say it because with the prince saying to get out, it kind of looks like, doesn't that kind of defeat our purpose of being here?
Is it like one of those, got his hands crossed in front of him, just points to the ground at the floor just to give the impression of we need to be here type things?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And he takes a quick drink while he thinks about it, and give her time to respond.
Yes, you gave me what I am, and you allowed me time to do and become far more than I ever was before that. So, you are correct in that. I had no fingers in any of whatever else anybody has written about you. I don't read those sort of things. I don't care about those sort of things. But, as you have already said once, and I know you don't like repeating yourself, we will leave, but I'm going to need some time. Or I can do so because the vehicle that we came in took a bit of damage getting here. We need a little bit of time.
You think I fucking care about what you need? But blood counts for enough, I suppose. You got the sunrise. Stay out of the way of my guys, and they'll leave you be. You got the sunrise. And he motions towards the guys at the door. One of them nods, and the other steps out. You can hear him talking, even though there's no one there in the elevator to talk to, but you hear him in the elevator talking. Then he steps back inside. Your ride's here.
All right.
The elevator. So the sad truth of the matter is, Eugene and Ryan knows that at 7 stories, yeah, it sucks, but it's survivable if you guys want to just run over the balcony.
Yeah. Thank you. Morgan will stand up and drop another little curtsy. Been a lovely evening. And she will head towards the elevator.
Eugene stands up and waits for, while waiting for Fancy to stand. My prince, I take it it's okay that we use your elevator, correct?
Prefer the stairs.
Honestly, my preference is not to be thrown out the window.
Looking at the window as if for the first time seeing it and understanding that, no, that was an option, wasn't it? There's an uncomfortable silence as he literally contemplates the window. Mass times height times velocity times the effort to get you there. And he looks back at you and the rest of you all. We're not fucking animals. Plus, there's too many people out there. You can use the elevator.
Good enough. And thank you for the courtesy. Is there anything else that you might want to pass along to Max Castiglione, as we will most likely be talking with him rather shortly?
You're gonna talk to fucking Max Castiglione, the mafia queen. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I got something for you. Fucking call Max. Bring it. Have her bring her little caramel ass out here to Prim. She got something to say to me instead of sending unskilled labor.
Understood. I'll make sure the message is delivered.
You do that.
And you enjoy your night.
He says as he starts walking to the elevator.
Eugene waits for
There's-
Fancy.
Eugene has
Are you sure about that?
Fancy has yet to stand. She's looking at her sire. Not challenging him, but trying to get him to understand, are you sure this is the way we want to do this? We're stuck together.
Okay.
Are you sure this is how you want to do this?
So would you just guys go ahead and roll your charisma and persuasion, which is just the raw weight of your personality, as an opportunity to attempt to have him change his course of tactics, and he will roll his counter contest. Let's see what the results are.
I have a specialty in persuasion gaslighting. I don't think this quite counts though, right?
No, because you guys have just been gaslit. You guys have just literally been talked around the mulberry bush and kicked out. I will, in this particular case, as everyone's slowly leaving and you're trying to stare him down one last time, anyone with a politics or streetwise roll as absolutely high as you possibly can. Because there were several glaring points that were reached during the conversation, several shifting and moving of the goalposts during the middle of the conversation.
Is that wit in politics or is that intelligence in politics, since we're reasoning it out? We are reasoning it out on the fly.
Yes.
Okay. Permission to test the beast's patience.
Roll with your +2, then go ahead and roll your power.
Alrighty, let's go. Oh, I really don't like what's about to happen to me. Oh, that's hunger for, baby. Oh, I should have taken that drink.
Maybe.
Hey, I'm just saying, alright? One of my characters went ahead and snickety snacked on Devash's character. The other one's just soon to follow. What's the biggest fuck you to somebody that pissed you off other than eating on their side of the playground?
Snacking on their kid.
Oh, that's true. Rather me.
Okay, first time.
Alright,
I
I
got
went ahead
it.
and rouse the beast real quick.
Roll with your +2, then roll your rouse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did. I got +3. And my rouse The beast is silent.
You lucky bitch.
Why did you use roll instead of just rouse? But that's fine. There is. All right, let's start with the shifting sands beneath you all's feet. The shifting sands beneath your feet. He didn't know who Anastasia was, based on Fancy's realization that he hates repeating himself. Knowing who she was valuable enough for him to break his own personal ethics, to violate his own morals in achieving that goal. Up until that point, the clear insult of no one accepting his hospitality was again ignored until he had Anastasia Hart's name. Even in the midst of his vainglory of exercising, finally saying something about the slight that he took, his edict to stay out of the way of his men. Why would his men who were already patrolling the city be something one you could have avoided anyway? Or was that an order to not interfere with them? And when hearing about Masochistic Leon, he ignored it until he had Anastasia Hart's name and then told him to deliver a message of bring it. The whole thing has been gaslit. Very true in understanding that Fancy had shared with you all before the Nosferatu brought you to meet him clearly is true. Clearly he's been pulling strings or is somehow otherwise involved before now. And Anastasia Hart is in fact a linchpin. Up until the divulgement of her name, you all were one step ahead of him. Now he no longer needs you.
Right.
And as Fancy challenges the fount from which she has sprung by no choice or agency of her own, there is a blink in you missing, softening. Because standing here is an opportunity to undo or to erase the very real wrong that he's done. A way to avenge himself against himself. And there's a flicker of a softening. Yeah, that's the way it's got to be. It's time for things to change. You gotta do something else.
She doesn't give him any hard time or at all. She doesn't say anything else. She stands, nods, and then heads for the elevator.
I suppose,
Eugene follows.
Yeah, I was about to say, suppose conversation picks back up once the doors are thoroughly closed.
Unlike the ride up, you guys are heading down by yourselves. Unlike the ride up, you are not in the odoriferous presence of a Nosferatu.
Eugene looks for cameras within the confines of the elevator.
So as you look left and right, there aren't any cameras.
Ryan, I'll just... So... How the fuck do we respond to that?
Well, we got gaslit, so how would you respond to someone gaslighting you?
I'm asking Fancy that because this person is important to her. Because the way that I would normally respond to being manipulated and driven into a very specific direction of, well, action is not quite kind. But
Oh, that won't.
it may very well prove an opportunity for us. Obviously, from the way that you've said and talked about it, he's not afraid of Max. And if he's not afraid of Max, then perhaps it's not a real reason for us to be afraid of Max. But I need you, he kind of very much focuses on Fancy, I need you to give me an inclination of what our next steps might look like. Do we continue our job? Or do we start thinking about something else?
It's not that he's not afraid of Max. The thing is, he knows that if Max comes here, Max loses her upper hand because he is the prince here. This is his home turf. If he had to come into the city, then Max would have all the upper hand. It would be the other way around. So by telling you to tell Max to bring it and come here, he knows what he's doing. He's assuming that she either won't smartly, and then he could count coup because she didn't come, or that she will and he will have the upper hand and pretty handily win against her. So she's fucked either way, him issuing that challenge. So it's not that he's not afraid of her, it's that he knows he has the upper hand.
That does not really counter what I've said, nor the implications of what I've said.
Okay, so you want to know what we do next? We have until sunrise to get the fuck out of here. We're not going to cut it that close. We are going to speak to who we came to speak to.
Okay, then I think we should rush to do that because now that he knows who it is that A, we're looking for, and B, who it is that he needs to get to, we need to beat his Nosferatu's buddies there. Otherwise, we'll be A, getting in the way, and he can escort us more directly.
Exactly. We need to get to her first, but if it comes down to a fight against us and Nosferatu, we let them have her, unfortunately.
Alright, so let's go.
Yeah, alright. Time to get a job done then. That answers my question.
But you want to know where she lives?
I'm
The trailer park.
pretty sure that was Fancy that knows that. Yeah, there we go.
You know something that occurred to me, and I know you all keep calling me fucking puppy, but we'll settle up if we survive this about that bullshit. He didn't care that I was there.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was kind of thinking about that, but I didn't want to bring that train of thought into this conversation yet.
He didn't care I was there.
I would have killed you if I was there.
And he asked you all he told you all to talk openly in front of him. Isn't that a big no-no? And of course the people that do it are gonna die anyway.
Yes.
There's some leeway when it comes to quote-unquote property.
But he's gonna kill us anyway.
Oh no. Maybe he was expecting us to be Maybe he was expecting us to be belligerent and not leave before sun.
No, he's planning on killing us anyway.
Well, if that's the case, fuck it is then. It's die or die. To be fair, I'm much more of an active dyer.
Well, if we can get back into Las Vegas before sunrise, he won't touch us.
I mean...
Because he can't. But if we're even at the city limits when the sun comes up, he's gonna kill us.
Oh yeah, the problem is that we've got to get our job... And we are talking while the elevator's going down.
Yes.
Well, the problem is that we've got to get our job done and get the fuck out of here.
Yes, it's an impossible task.
I mean, not impossible.
Unless you can kill 3 men with a pencil, this is impossible.
Oh, you've been watching movies lately. No, it should... It should be more than possible. The problem that we're gonna run into is... And he looks sort of fancy. We might end up having to run afoul of the Nosferatu, he says, glancing back to Eugene. And if we let them go about their business and do what it is they were supposed to do, then we will not be able to complete our job for Max. At least that's my understanding. So it's either...
Exactly.
So in my mind, I live in the city proper. I don't live out here. I know which person I would rather piss off.
That being the case, it is 55 after the hour. Let's be back here 5 after the hour and take a quick 10 while you all put your skulls together and come up with a plan. And then when we get back, we'll see how quickly you are able to cover the distance and where you all are in regards to Nosferatu and what happens next. And welcome back, everybody. How are we doing? Did I get it?
Yo.
Yeah. We have like 3% of a plan.
Nice. That's exactly what percent I have the mirror up at after trying to have it loaded the entire time that we've been playing. The Wi-Fi here at this hotel absolutely positively sucks.
So the official on paper written in ink plan is hope to God that we get there first. That's step 1.
Yes. And the other part of the plan is Ryan is not allowed to eat Ryan.
Ryan is unfortunately allowed to eat Ryan. They are the same person, and there are no rules against cannibalism.
No, societally, yeah, there is. We've learned that that's the greatest spread of prion disease. So it is that we will find out. And
Only if you eat the brain.
so what? You can start to feed and work your way up.
Absolutely. By the time I get to like the thigh region, I'll be full, you know?
That was a good thing that he resists me. Oh, that's absolutely horrible. So, everyone back. Fancy. Gene, you, Gene?
Yep.
I'm here.
Well, Ryan, we know you're here. You're always here, sir.
Until the day that my fatigue overcomes me, I am here.
Alright. We will hope that Gene can catch up in on the fly. Someone will need to roll for him for me. Being as fancy as the address is literally a foot race, which is what it would have been with you all being at a negative, considering they thought you just wanted to pass the word and get things in motion. As it stands, you all are absolutely dead even, so your results will determine the outcome. So I need each of you all to roll a 1d10.
Oh no, I hate these ones. These are fun, but they never turn out well. Okay, hail Satan in the comments channel, just because.
Morgan, you get 2d6, and whoever's rolling for Eugene will get 2d6. 2d10.
2d10.
Yeah.
Alright, so is it you said 1d10 on my round?
Yep.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Praise the dark one. Fucking. Oh. I assume
That's a total failure.
I assume this is not. Well, it's only a 1d10, but I assume this is not a willpowerable roll.
No, it's accumulation.
Evil. I was literally 1 point away from it being a success. I just want you guys to know that.
Yeah, but 1 point, 1 foot, 1 grenade, 1 bullet, all the same thing.
Have we put our hunger die with this, or is it just the one die?
Just the one die.
Come on, make up for my failures.
Oh!
Yes! That's up to you, Eugene.
So 1 die, huh?
Yeah.
You are the chosen one! Oh, God! Yes! I suck, but you guys make up for it by being better.
We're just gonna blame it on being hangry.
I am the balancing act of this party. I am the nerf that needs to be in place to keep everything running smoothly.
You just need a Snickers or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Or
So
my
if you
cat needs to stop screaming.
You just gave me Ryan. I think I would perform much better.
No.
Okay. So we know who to blame.
Ooh. Fate lends a hand, as the saying goes. You all exit the casino. You all, in the midst of conversing and plotting and planning and doing everything that you can to prepare yourselves for what may lay ahead, instead of exiting out of the main entrance near Buffalo Bill's monorail, you all exit out near the Star of the Desert Arena. You exit out one of the employee doors. Instead of taking the footpaths and the thoroughly planned out paths of ease through the parking lot, through the shows that are happening out front, past all of the race cars and various other attractions designed to keep people focused in the throngs of crowd pressing in upon themselves, slowing things down. You all race across the back lot, across East Prim, down past the market at Desert Oasis, and into the trailer homes there on the southern portion of Prim Valley Boulevard and East Prim Boulevard, into the places that are known as across the tracks. Because even though facing Prim Boulevard and facing Prim Valley Boulevard, there are homes, small cabin-sized ranch-style homes. But it is in fact a trailer park. It is in fact an RV cabin that is designed to seem as if it is not. You all race through the various design cul-de-sacs, past buildings and trailers and double wide, stacked 2 and 3 side by side to form large palatial estates, and race to the back edge just before you head out into all of that sage and scrub brush that opens out into the desert just there southeast of Prim proper. Out there where the old panhandlers and gold miners and all of those folks existed. They're in that small bit of space. You find Anastasia's trailer. There is a saying that you feel folks breathing down your neck, that you feel the weight of the world, and that would be an oversimplification for what you feel. You know that there are forces amassing to arrive here in force. And as you all come to the outer edge of that small ring of light around the trailer, you can hear Ray's voices inside. Damn it, Anastasia, don't you understand? That man is not a fucking man. This job wasn't what it was supposed to be. I've seen things, and you need to get dressed. We need to get together now, and we need to get to your place out there. Why are we going to? Because I dumped the vast majority of it, except for what that numbnuts took into the city, and we gotta get to that and make sure that nobody else can fucking find it. If you knew that there was going to be a problem, why did you hide it out there to begin with? Because no one's going to go fucking out there to look. No one even knows. I know that place fucking exists. The only connection I have with that place is you. You have to come with me now. Will you stop fucking yelling? I'm the goddamn manager of the park. I don't give a fuck who you are. Neither will they. Get your shit. We got to go.
I does have a point.
You talking crazy. You talking crazy. I'm not going with you. I'm done talking to you, Anastasia. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you're gonna actually shoot somebody.
I suppose this would be a good time to knock on the door.
Yeah, no, I need to ask, actually, are we being forceful about this, or are you wanting to take an easier route?
I mean, we can start easy. We have probably 30 seconds or so.
Alright. Forceful route it is. As he just opens the door and walks in.
Eugene walks in, making sure that his holster is easily accessible.
Hello there. Pleasure to meet you both. We have a very limited window of time before some very unscrupulous characters arrive.
And I'm going to agree with the young man here and tell you it's probably a good time to not be here. Because very bad people are coming.
Alright.
Very bad people are already here, but that's neither here nor there.
Nancy will kind of push her way through the front and connect eyes with the young man because she knows they've met each other before. She looks at him.
They have. He was such a handsome, problematic little kid. You can tell he was destined for either the grave or the penitentiary. Yet he somehow was just charming enough and just bold enough to hold your attention. As you all open the door and come in, his gun, which was already in his hand, is drifting from one to the next of you all. As Eugene, you're attempting to intimidate vicariously by adjusting your gun, just like the police. You flash the fact that I'm armed and I'm willing to use it. Would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your charisma plus intimidation? Ryan, as you're attempting to distract them and drive to the point, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your manipulation plus persuasion? And Fancy, you're attempting to catch his eye with his fingers already pulling the trigger. What is it that you're attempting to do?
They have your mother. And they will not give her back unless we give them what they want.
Storyteller, would my specialty in coercion work in this situation? Because I am kind of coercing him to not do that.
No, you're intimidating the fuck out of him so he doesn't pick to shoot you first.
Would coercion be useful in this situation?
No, coercion is not. It's applying pressure when you know which pressure points to hit. You don't have any nerve of his to hit in flashing, attempting to subtly intimidate. It's the standard of, I have a weapon, I will use it. Don't make me use it. Intimidation versus, I know you were shot last year. And you were shot in your knee, weren't you? How did it feel having to rehab yourself that you can walk on without a cane?
So, this is going to be my question to the party. I will let you all decide this. Do I attempt to rouse for this?
I mean, it could be funny.
And that's not going to benefit us at all.
Well, she knows what property he's talking about.
Yeah, but we still don't want to waste time looking.
I suppose. Okay, well...
Trust yourself. Do what you're going to do. Be bold. Be brave.
I am going to be bold. I will rouse.
You've got this.
I am the one. I am the...
Morgan is going to attempt to be the voice of reason. It's like, we really need to go.
I am the guy that's going to be taking a point of aggravated willpower in an attempt to not get a bestial failure on this. Okay, there we go. And then we'll do this, because this will determine whether or not I am in a very, very bad state. I am in a very, very bad state.
You have reached officially hunger 5, sir.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 mortals. 3. Counting Ryan at your back. So you sometimes go ahead and roll your 1/3 of your humanity and your unspent willpower. And we'll deal with that post haste. But in regards to Fancy and Lillian, would you be so kind as to go ahead? I'm sorry, Morgan. Fancy and Morgan, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll both of you all separately? Roll your manipulation and persuasion. And for Morgan, your charisma plus persuasion.
Alright. What was my difficulty there, champ?
For your frenzy roll, just a 2.
Oh,
There's no active blood right now. But there are victims.
I am the one. I am him. My willpower is indomitable. God damn, Fancy. I need to start learning to ration out my resources. I'm not gonna lie.
No. rationing resources. Why? Go out in a blaze of glory. Live your fullest life. As Brad Kitskili said, the future is there. Take it. Or something like that, right?
Oh, it depends on the character mindset.
Absolutely. And Ryan's mindset is, my goals will be achieved.
Several things happen at once. As they always do in these situations. You all open the door and walk in. Gene, adjusting so that he can have a clean draw on his firearm, immediately sizes up the fact that that is a well-used firearm. It's not a firearm that is only taken out once or twice a month to the range. And no, that's the firearm of a man who knows that which end points at the right person. The fact that he hasn't settled on a target is a benefit in your regard. That means that he hasn't chosen or decided to shoot just and it goes off. As the firearm discharges, the bullet whizzes between Eugene and Ryan, lodging itself on the back wall. The only warning shot there has ever been that was so pinpoint accurate it makes you think he's the second coming of Robin Hood's second coming. As you all realize that he just fucking shot me, that he is dead serious and has been dealing with people where shooting is an acceptable form of greeting. Morgan and Fancy have entered. And while Ryan is mastering himself to keep from clamping down on the closest Lorna's neck, Anastasia begins screaming. And the common sense, the very real we have to go, and the very real connection that Fancy has with the younger immortal before there was reason to prove that that was what he might become, causes him to lower his firearm. He doesn't put the safety on. He doesn't put it away out of sight where it clearly was moments before. But instead, takes a step back, looking at Anastasia, the firearm in his right hand gently swaying as thoughts are compounding. Calculations are being done. And she's screaming, much like you would when having a gun discharged less than 3 feet from you. There's a clear trajectory this moment is heading towards. Decisive, definitive action is required. It is clear that he understands the shortening of time. It's clear he understands 1 + 1 is 2, unless of course 1 and 1, then it could be 11. And as he's paused there with some small levels of indecision, Anastasia is screaming her head off. What is it that you all are doing? To give you all the lay of the land, Eugene and Ryan having entered are the twin forwards of your group. Between Finn and Ryan, Fancy, who is making eye contact and talking him off the ledge of releasing another shot or doing something immediately rash to you all. The understanding that you all need to leave now is weighing heavily on him as he's doing this quick calculus in his head. To Eugene's left, there closest to the door, is Morgan and human Ryan, who instinctively moved to put his left shoulder almost blocking Morgan completely. On the opposite side of you, your opposite number, midway between the immortal and Eugene and Ryan, and Anastasia, who is literally screaming, her cherubic, red-haired herself is screaming as if she will never run out of oxygen. To her right, half a step back, is the immortal. Firearm is in his right hand. She's on his left. Behind them into the trailer, there's a huge bay-styled window. There's a door leading off into a bedroom or another chamber. More than likely it's a bedroom with a bathroom attached, but it could be a study, an office, or some such. The decor is well used, but clean and taken care of. And based on the posters on the walls instead of paintings, they've been here just long enough to call this place home. Or more accurately, she's been here just long enough to call this place home.
Okay. Just, trying to, trying to get his attention, get him to look over and focus on me for a moment and just, look, you're going to come with us, and we'll make sure that your sister is safe. But you do need to follow us right now. We have places to be, and right here is not that place, he says, as I'm going to attempt to mesmerize the immortal into following us.
You have him on the ledge. He is definitely leaning in your direction on it. And as you attempt to make eye contact with him, beguile him. What is everyone else doing?
Eugene unwills an ability that I have purchased and I haven't used yet because everyone else seems to be so much better at it. He actually looks at Anastasia and with the force of his will, he stares at her, quiet, using dominate.
Fancy. Morgan.
Is she dressed?
Morgan.
Or, 'cause I know he was telling her to put clothes on.
She is in a Smurfette t-shirt that is long enough to be considered a gown, which is saying something considering that she is extraordinarily bosomy. She is about 5'7" and voluptuously proportioned, and it looks as if she is not unaccustomed to relatively hard labor. She has the muscles or the definition to show for hours on end of doing something along the lines of fixing the trailers, lifting things, carrying things, and the like.
Fancy is gonna head past her to go get her some clothing because the longer we stand here waiting for her to figure shit out, the worse it's gonna be. So I'm gonna grab her clothing so that we can get her in the car and get the fuck out.
Morgan is going to do her best to make herself small and unintimidating and approach Anastasia and be like, it's okay, but we need to go.
All right. So everything's happening at once. I'm going to give you all the opportunity, well, without fail, just so that you are aware. Eugene, as long as you capture the eyes of an unprepared mortal, your skill doesn't matter because you're effectively hitting them with a hammer. And that's exactly what happens with Anastasia as her voice dies. It just dies. Her mouth is still open, her eyes are still wet with tears and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And as you're waylaying the walls of her mental fortifications, knocking them aside as if the child was knocking down a tower of wooden blocks, Fancy moves past you into the bedroom. As Fancy moves past you into the bedroom, Ryan, unfortunately, yes, you have a powerful hammer against any unprepared mortal. You do not have a hammer against someone who has been exposed, who has witnessed the traumas of life, who has engaged in things that they should not, who have been in and around rubbing elbows with the monsters of the night. And unfortunately for you, that is in fact what the immortal has been doing. He has been being prepped as a weapon, a dagger right into the heart of things. Be so kind as to go ahead and roll your manipulation plus dominate. And all you need, your target number is 3.
Ooh, this is gonna be,
Immediately acquiesce.
it's gonna be dangerous, kiddos. Alrighty. By the power of Grayskull. Hey!
Hey,
Look at that.
I thought you poured one out.
And Morgan, as you're talking her off the ledge, the shock of having her mental defenses obliterated. Because, you've seen people reach into other people's heads. Typically it's done subtly in mid-conversation. You don't even realize that that's happening. But in this, there is the immediate of why am I listening to this strange man who is clearly as armed as any danger you would ever expect in modern education. Yet she's stuck obeying. She never realized she had that kink in her, and yet here it is. She never realized that she was so much of a hysterical trope, yet here it is. And just as she's summoning her righteous indignation, her righteous anger that her problematic fucking relation is bringing trouble to her house, and you know what? This is my... And as that thought is slowly settling into place, as slowly as, by plane dropping out of the sky, please sometimes go ahead and give us a charisma and persuasion roll. You've already waylaid and persuaded the immortal into a complete Hall state, creating the opportunity for other things to happen. How effective are you at doing so with Anastasia, who is fighting free of the fugue of having her defenses obliterated? She doesn't know why she listens to strange men, decently dressed with a gun. But she understands why she's listening to you. She's listening for self-preservation. She's listening for some sanity in all of this. And the fact that your boyfriend's kind of hot also helps. Clearly, if a hot guy is willing to spend time with, then maybe there's some logic and rationale there. Maybe there's the opportunity of this doesn't have to be as bad as all of the horrible things that she's imagined. Maybe you guys aren't the bad guys that he was talking about. Maybe, as she's rationalizing this and as she's listening to you, as the tears are still leaking but not flowing like an open tap, as she's reclaiming her voice, you can see her struggling inside to make sure that the muscles still work. She's licking her lips to prepare to say something. Fancy's there with what exactly? What did you find out of her closet?
Being that it's Vegas and typically hot most of the time, she's gonna grab like a pair of shorts and a bra and underwear, like just like basics, a pair of shoes, like sneakers or something like that. Whatever she didn't like look through all of her shit. She just basically like top drawer, bras and panties, middle drawer t-shirts, that kind of thing. So she just grabbed the first thing that looked like it went together, draped it over her arm and came back for it and puts them in her hand. We can change on the way, let's go.
Because you all, that's effectively 2 rounds. Effective. We can hedge our bet and say that it's been roughly a scene and a quarter, as the affirmative defense of the Immortal and Anastasia are battered aside, as action had been kicked into full motion when you all whirled from the trailer, the Immortal and Anastasia in tow. Do you all force them out first, so you have to lock the door? Do you keep them mostly surrounded so that they don't do what criminals are known to do? How do you all, what's the...
Probably put them in the middle of us. Like, send Ryan and Eugene out first. Because they have the weapons, and then the humans, and then me, Morgan, and her, Ryan, and then the Reap.
Why, welcome back. The reason why I asked, because it's very important who sees who first. With a gun discharged in a residential area, typically you would hear sirens, distance, closing rapidly. Typically, with a firearm discharge in a residential area, you see people out on their porches, peeking through the blind, moving curtains aside, trying to discern, was that a firearm or was that fireworks? Either way, I'm fucking calling the sheriff. Other way, I'm calling the police department. Either way, I'm getting someone out here to take care of that. This is a fucking residential area, blah, 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 blah. There aren't any sirens in the distance. There are not any sirens in the close proximity. There aren't anyone peeking out windows or standing on porches. Almost as if they may either be accustomed to the noise or unwilling to call the police. As you all exit the trailer there at the southeastern portion, just out off the final turn off the main road, as you all exit the place of safety for the Immortal and his sister, the fact that none of the usual looky-loos and rubberneckers, none of the usual nosy neighbors are within view, sets Eugene and Ryan Spidersons on edge. Both of you all have been criminally involved for the bulk of your existences. Some at different echelons of practical application. But you know that the average time for small-time residential crimes or firearm discharges is about 3 to 8 minutes. That's average across the nation, across the country. You should hear sirens. You should hear civic outrage. You don't. This gives you all the opportunity to do the impossible. If you all would like to. It's just chance. Slim though it might be.
Well, hell yeah.
You will need you both. Okay. Excellent. You will need you both if neither of you all have the opportunity of auspice. To be so kind as to roll your combined conjoined wits plus awareness.
Nobody.
As high as you possibly can.
I have 8 dice in this pool.
I have 3.
Oh, well, there's the balancing act.
That's a pool of 11.
And I'm gonna let Ryan roll that one because it won't be me.
Can you go ahead and roll that? I've got 5 hunger, champ.
Alright, so 11 it is.
Yes. Here's a Mugo for good luck.
Don't you think Ryan should roll that for you guys? Come on, 500. You can't get higher than that.
You're right. I actually have, like... I was told that more is better, right?
Always.
Well, but at the same time, I was also told less is more, and he does have less hunger.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
Dude, I've been drinking, okay? I'm fucking slideshowing over here. That's terrible. That is a terrible outcome.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, I gave you the option to roll, though.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm actively disappointed. I mean,
It'll be perfectly fine.
And now I could re-roll the failures if you think it would be useful.
oh my god!
Or nothing.
I didn't know what the Mugo was for. I thought it was to boost our successes. Turns out the Mugo was to destroy theirs.
That works.
There is no way in anyone's idea of possibility nor probability. But you all step outside the door, wary and nervous for the interdiction of the local law enforcement officers, or worse. Directly across from where you all are exiting Anastasia's trailer, the neighbors didn't pull their blinds. They didn't draw their curtains. And you watch as whoever the old woman who happened to be inside comes to a swift and very, very messy end as 4 Nosferatu decide to have a quick snack before completing their task.
Let's hurry up and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, very much sounds like the idea.
Indeed.
Remember, you guys are the forward scout. No one sees what you see.
Right. So I guess we'll fall back and let everybody know, not that direction. As just, they're like, oh, we've got 5-10 minutes before these guys show up. Might as well get a little snack. It's perfectly fine. No one will notice us. We're off in this weird court. Only a fucking idiot would search over in this back alley. Meanwhile, these 2 fucking idiots.
You all have heard about Sabat and how monstrous they are. Seeing them in action, oh wait, they're not Sabat, they're just employed by the Prince of Prim. They're the strong right and left arms of his justice. They have full lease to do whatever is necessary to complete whatever he has sent them to do, including divesting this woman of every facet of her internal blood, viscera, and the like. After all, no one's going to miss one person on a night like tonight.
No one's gonna miss this old lady.
Just you wait. She's actually some really angry kindred's touchstone.
Well, the important thing is she's not my touchstone, so I could give a fuck less.
Damn. Okay. I suppose the important idea is to keep the party from running into these fucks. So.
Nah. Go right at him. It's the last thing they expect, right?
Yeah. Let me pull out my triple barrel shotgun.
We need a diversion.
It's actually a rotary shotgun. I didn't tell you this, but it's like the old style miniguns where you spin them and you spin a crank and
A
they just
Gatling?
pop up. Yeah, I've got a got gun. That's what I've got.
A Gatling?
Packing it around.
I would love to have one of those.
Yeah, no, like not a single soul has been paying attention to the tripod I carry on my back to hold my Gatling shotgun.
Okay, well, seeing as we can't go out the front, most trailers at least have a back door for safety or fire
Right.
prevention type things, yeah. So she sees that and alright, I guess out the back door we go. We'll loop around.
No, that's 100% the smartest thing to do. I think they're a little bit occupied right now, so let's head out that way, and hopefully by the time that they're finished their business and they come in here, they're like, what the fuck?
Just listen.
Now comes the fun part. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah? Oh, no! No! I just realized. Please continue.
We will give you the indomitable will that it requires to pause and yell back. I don't think we should go out that way. And the beast will out. The devil will have his pen in flesh. There is an increasingly large amount of viscera. There's a large wet stain of someone's existence ceasing to be visible to you. Would you be so kind as to roll 1/3 your humanity and your unspent willpower?
DC 4, correct, at this stage?
You can't smell it, and there's nothing in your tongue. So it's just visual. So unfortunately for you, that is a fake.
Come on, baby. Double tens. Damn, that is vile.
That's not double tens. That's
That is not
decidedly not double tens.
Nope. If I had one more 7, though, I'd have hit the jackpot.
Why is your hunger 0?
I thought you said this is a willpower roll. It doesn't count for hunger.
But why is your hunger 0? And your hunger 5? You've got to give it all you have. Oh!
Yeah, let me invest my hunger into this check to not give in to my hunger.
So needless to say, those of you who are aware of your condition, those of you who understand that much like taxes, the beast is eternal. Those of you who care enough realizes that someone's intrusive thoughts have won. And Ryan, you got a choice. The immortal, Anastasia, or Ryan be the victim of your beast having its way with you and the world.
I'm not gonna lie, I have some prior grievances with Ryan that we have yet to resolve, that just from a purely like OOC standpoint, I feel like subconsciously those would steer him.
So those of you who care, those of you who bother to know, who care enough about your kindred Ryan, that have been watching him as you all turn to flee back into the house, understand with all due 100% acuity that he has lost himself to the sauce. Mm-hmm. That inner voice inside of each of your heads is having its way with him. But only for those of you who bother to care or notice.
Yeah, probably watching him pretty close because he's been a little jittery for a while.
Yeah.
So, I think that Morgan might do is stupid and oh god, bite her wrist so that the scent of blood draws him. Shark to water, or shark to blood, so to speak. Trusting is going to be able to pull him off at least.
Did you communicate that to
You have a
anybody?
lot of faith in a bunch of monsters.
Right? She's got resilience, she can take it, it's fine.
So as Morgan watches the lights disappear from behind Ryan's eye, he bites her wrist. And what are you all otherwise doing as you're moving through the trailer?
Eugene is looking for the exit, drawing his pistol so that he can have that at the ready when the time comes.
You know, I'm just a simple man with a simple plan, and that simple plan is to be satisfied.
Fancy.
Once we're all back in the trailer, she's going to shut the door quietly and push shit in front of the door.
Okay. All right. Well, that being the case, Ryan, what's your actual unspent willpower?
Fucking -1.
No. Total. Your total willpower.
My total? Let me
Yeah.
see. 5.
Okay. Normally you are resolute. Normally you are decisive. Normally you have the unshakable faith of a prophet. In this particular moment, none of that really matters. There's blood there. So do you stick to your original plan, or do you go to the blood?
Impulse go burr.
Okay. That being the case, as you snarl and move towards Morgan, unfortunately, there is a stunt-trained individual who considers her the most important person in his assistance presently. So as she bites her wrist, Morgan, what the fuck? And you snarl, he snap kicks you in the teeth.
Oh, are you sure about that, Chief?
That comes down to you.
I don't know. There's not exactly anything in the way of the mental capacity to be like, oh yes, dodge in a feral frenzying kindred. There is potentially the idea of, oh yes, my meal has gotten closer to me, let me grab them, though.
Morgan will just say, stay back.
So I suppose,
Strength roll. Morgan, strength roll.
so, strength plus what for me?
Strength and brawl versus strength and brawl.
Let's go, baby. Oh, you guys are so lucky. You guys are literally so fucking lucky here. All right.
But are we really?
Oh yeah. No, because my my strength plus brawl is exceptional.
I bet it's more exceptional than mine.
Are you sure?
I have 1 die.
Well,
He had a fairly good shot.
roll a success, because
Right?
I managed to bestially fail with only 1 die. I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Ryan is definitely going down to spare Ryan at this point. One more failure tonight.
You know, technically, like, my degree of failure is 1 step worse. I'm just gonna say.
Technically, 1 second.
I just get fucking whiplashed back. My head does that whole snap where it's like, did that really just happen?
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Technical
wake
difficulty.
you up.
We are the
Percussive
comedy duo.
That
All right,
shit woke
so-
you up there. The human what master?
Very,
Taste shoe leather.
very much so. Snarling and moving towards Morgan, who has opened up her wrist and began to leak vitae all over the place. Human Ryan, Fall Guy Ryan, Blonde Ryan, snap kicks you in the teeth. The moment that your head snaps back, you snarl larger, and making sure that anyone with any sense of hearing or sight understands that there is nothing remotely human about. In the doing, Morgan stumbles between blonde stunt Ryan and you, interposing her leaking appendage, keeping you from actually, divesting stuntman bodyguard Ryan of all of his life juice, all of his go juice. Unfortunately, and with all due under exaggeration possible, the calm you all built in stealing their reason from them to get them to go along with you because you were the safer options versus the monsters that the immortal was afraid of literally go out the window. And by literally go out the window, that back window he was standing in front of before, as Fancy is barricading the front door, keeping the monsters from across the view from making their way in easily, as Eugene is moving through the trailer to get to the back door to make sure that the coast is clear. The Immortal and Anastasia go running and crawling and scrambling out of that back window, because right here, right now, the monsters that he had been telling her about are here.
Somebody grab them, please.
Yeah, that's on the sane members of the party. I've been divested of duty and responsibility.
You said duty.
I grab Anastasia. She's the most important person at this point.
Morgan's just a little preoccupied trying to keep one Ryan from killing the other Ryan, or really anyone else.
That's fair.
There is a. Would you be so kind as to roll your dexterity and brawl if you attempt to catch Anastasia, strong, voluptuous, highly active body from escaping out of the window with the Immortal? Roll as high as you possibly can. As Fancy, you got the front door barricaded, and from your right out the near back, i.e. the side of the trailer, you see the Immortal and Anastasia as you call out, "Somebody get them!" And there's only so long that it takes to empty a frail human of all of their viable blood, especially when there's 3-on-1. The idea that time has very much run out settles over you as you see your hope, your choice of action fleeing out of that side window, out of that relatively back window. As Ryan buries himself in the unctuous melon-scented flavor of morning. And Eugene just misses Anastasia, tearing at the t-shirt that you had grabbed for her to get ready, as she and the Immortal go out of the window. I would like to officially say, shit meat fan, thank you all for playing. It's been fun, and I will see you guys next time.
Oh, you evil fuck.
It's been a lot of fun. I will say, I am learning some lessons about how to play vampire, and being Hunger 5 very quickly is not how to play vampire.